myself on the foot again and ask another way. Legal services.
Yes.
Could you just explain to everyone, including me, who may not realize, the last time I asked this question, I was told things come up and happen. We have expended more than was budgeted by a pretty good number as of the end of May. And you have budgeted less than that for next year. So I kind of understand that concept, but I'd like to hear you explain it.
Right. We are spending more money on legal services today than I'm proposing to budget for next year. And your question is, why would you do that? You know, if you think your bills are higher, why don't you have your budget reflect your higher bills? Two reasons. One is, this is a new shift into us in terms of if somebody wants something from the city, which is going to require us to go hire our lawyer to help us resolve the question. The new program I'm trying to work with the city is saying, if you want us to do this, and we have to hire somebody to get advice on how to make it happen, you have to pay our legal fee too. I don't intend this to be just a program I would do with the Front Street Shipyard, but if somebody came to me and said, I want to lease something, well, if it's going to cost me $400 to have that lease drawn up, you're going to have to pay for it because you're asking a favor for the city, and the favor shouldn't be, can we give you $400 of value? The favor is we can rent something to you.
So just to make sure people at home that kind of missed part of that or earlier conversations, when we did this last round of negotiations with the Front Street Shipyard for the land where the parking lot is and possible building number 6, lease or purchase, they are paying the fees that the city incurred in terms of legal expenses.
And it's very similar to what you see in the planning board, where often a planning board will need an engineering consultant or something to help resolve an issue they got to make a decision on. So if we have to make decisions on leases or sales or anything like that, we have legal fees incurred, they should be paying that as part of the, and I think that will work. I mean, I think people are willing to pay that. It's not a lot of $7,000 bills. It's probably a lot more of $300 here and $300 here and $300 there. So, because they know that we need to be confident and sure of what we're doing before we agree to what they propose. So that's one reason. I guess I'm also kind of hoping that if we, like for example, this year we ran into a specialized issue. I really didn't see the RSU 20 petition coming in the door. It came in, it surprised me, what are we going to do with it? And the first thing we knew in the budget year was, boy, this is going to need some serious legal advice to understand this. It's a complicated process. So what we did was we said, we're going to find a different pool of money to pay for that rather than our general legal services. So I'm going to kind of watch, I'm trying to look at this as being general legal services for routine things like if we want to write an ordinance, that's our decision, we want legal advice on how to write that ordinance, that's our day-to-day stuff. But if something comes to us from the outside and says, you need to spend more legal money here, then we're going to ask them to help pay for it, or maybe pay for it a different way. And I'm sorry, that's more long-winded than I wanted to be.
And one last question. So the money that the council approved towards the RSU withdrawal, those legal fees are separate, they're not in this legal fee general line?
I think they are, yes. I think they are separate. I go through the legal bills, Janet and I both do, scrutinize and say, which bills were